serves for training and practice in image transmission modes and meets Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. on the N6NA repeater on 441.3 megahertz. River City ARCS members and all licensed radio amateurs are welcome to participate. If you wish to join the net or need to make a call at any time, please announce your call sign between transmissions and net control will acknowledge you. If an emergency should arise and you need the repeater, please contact the net control by saying "break, break." A double break signifies emergency traffic. The net will stand by for you until the emergency is terminated or the traffic is moved to another frequency. Stations who wish to check in are asked to respond with their full call sign using the recognized ITU phonetic alphabet and their name. I will recognize each station before continuing. Any station that wishes to join the net, please come now.
Kilo Mike 6 Delta Victor Tango, Jim Alpha Sierra.
All right, I got Jim, KM6 DVT, welcome.
Kilo Papa 4 Mike Delta Carol, set your sights.
Hello, Carol, and welcome. Glad you could join us. Carol's KP4MD. Anybody else? Well, I believe one of our net stalwarts, Bob, N6PGQ, is on a camping trip. So we'll see if anybody else comes along. I'll call one more time. Anybody who wants to check in, come now. Okay, this is light tonight. Hopefully somebody will come along. So anyway, that's all right. Let's go to Jim. Hey, Jim, is that your preferred location, Alta Sierra over Grass Valley?
Yes, because we're actually 2 miles south of Grass Valley in the hills.
Okay, that was more out of curiosity. It's not like I'm tracking you down or anything. I was just curious. All right, very good. So if you are queued up and ready to go, we are ready for you. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'll just say one thing is, you just look at the QRZ page. There you go. Okay, this is something different, as Monty Python would say.
All right, very good. A quick Robot 36. You still get pixel pops, but there's not as many as we've seen in previous transmissions. So I guess I'll go first on this comment. So it's like a close-up of, I don't know, a fern and a flower on it, a thistle or something. A macro shot. I don't know if there's a story behind it. I'm always kind of curious about taking close-ups myself. I haven't gotten into it. But it's quite clear. The colors are pretty good. Well, a little bit fuzzy, out of focus, but the transmission was good. might comment on that. Let's see what Carol has to say. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay, yeah, this is Kilo Papa 4 Mike Delta, and that picture, it came very well. You can see what I got on YouTube. Yeah, about a couple dozen pixel pops there, but the colors are nice and fresh, and they're complete. Um, and trying to think what that is. Uh, it's some kind of, let's see what kind of plant that would be. That mimosa? That's what I'm guessing. Uh, Kind of looks like a mimosa plant. Uh, uh, it's a kind of plant I think that closes its leaves at nighttime, when it gets dark to try to preserve the humidity or something. Used to have a tree like that in front of our home where I grew up. I don't know. Is that what that is? Let me turn it back to net control. This is Kilo Papa for Mike Delta.
Mark. I wrote, I grew up. Is that what that? Let me tell you about the pop-up.
Well, I'd sure like to know what that is. That's an interesting observation, much more detailed than mine. My only guess is some kind of fern, and I just say that by the leaves. But anyway, let's go to Jim KM6DVT for an explanation. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, she was right on. She guessed it. It is the blossom in the middle there. It is just a little green pod, and all of a sudden, boom, it opens up like that, and that'll be the seed pod, hopefully. It's what I call a sensitive plant, because when you touch the leaves, they just all tighten up, so the predators won't eat it. Really interesting. Later on, nobody else shows up, I'll send you one more picture of the whole plant. AI6DG.
Hey, excellent. There's Joel, AI6DG. Good to have you. You're number 3. Well, while I'm there, this is Bill, K6KRQ. Anybody else come along with Joel?
Kilo Oscar 6, Delta Romeo Mike, Dudley.
Very nice. Dudley came along too. Good to have you, Dudley. Anybody else? Well, you know, I'm kind of happy with that. It's not even 10 minutes after, and I picked up 2 more. So I guess we have a image quorum. So anyway, good guess on that, Carol. A mimosa, that's interesting about how it kind of shrinks away from you, too. I'll have to look that up. So good job by both of you. So Carol, you're next on the list. If you are ready to go now, you may send now.
Thank you very much. This is going to be PD 120.
K6KRQ. You know, after I feel really uncomfortable about how to address this phenomenon. It rears its head kind of regularly. And anyway, after about 5 lines of this picture, of which would have been as clear here as on YouTube, I started getting some kind of white noise. Not as bad as what we've seen Stuart get, but it snowed up this picture. But other than that, it's pretty good. It doesn't look like it got hit with too many pixel pops. And before I pass it on, I will say I do see one of those Bic 3-color pens up in the top right corner up by Carol's call sign. I haven't seen one of those in a while. So anyway, let's go to the top to Jim, KM6DVT, for comment. Did you get that snow white noise too?
Well, I only got 1/4 of the image just below the pin and blank from then. So the only thing I got was the YouTube. So it looks like a antenna switch or of some sort, yeah. And that 3-color pin was pretty neat. The ink didn't last long.
All right, very good. Let's go to Joel, see if he got in and got his equipment fired up in time. Were you able to get the picture, Joel?
Yep, no problem on that. Although for some reason I had to reset the offset. That's why I wasn't able to check in. It took me a couple of tries before I even realized that you guys weren't hearing me. But yep, everything you said started out really clean, and then something started happening. Someone's doing probably a feedback or retransmitting of something. And yep, a project box. Someone's making a correct switch of some kind for their HF station. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 UHF connectors in the box, and they're wired down to one of the wafer switches. Can't really tell. I guess maybe the middle one's the input or the output, and then we got 3 on left and 3 on right. Back to that. Oh, geez, is that a iambic key, a 2-paddle iambic key up in this extreme upper, just to left of center? Back to net, AI6TG.
Thank you, Joel. And I believe you are right. That is a paddle up there. Let's go to Dudley, KO6DRM, see how he got it. Go ahead, Dudley.
Yeah, I see the 7. It looks like 7 switches there, or 7 ports. They're the sockets, SO239, I believe, right? And the wafer switch. I haven't seen one of those in a while. I remember playing around with those in high school, trying to learn how they worked and kind of getting into electronics. Yeah, I didn't adjust the slant, so it's a little slanted, and you see the white noise kind of all through it, and I heard that on the radio too. But it really didn't affect it. I could see the glint of the metal. You know, it's kind of a light, the shininess of the metal. So overall, all looks really good. Anyway, that's all I have to say. KLXDRM.
All right, very good. Thanks, Dudley. Before I go to Carol, you know, I'd be mortified if I found it was something on my radio doing this, but I've checked all my Vox things and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just not seeing it. So anyway, that said, let's go to Carol and have her tell us about what is apparently a project, and it might be a while ago from that pen up there. So go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, okay, this is KP4MD. First of all, I think I have figured out what's going on, and the clue of this is that Jim is only getting like the first 15 seconds of the picture, and then he doesn't get any more. what I believe is happening is that after he gets that first 15 seconds of the picture, the audio starts coming through on YouTube because there's that much of a delay. And what it's doing is it's triggering his transmitter. So he's transmitting through the rest of of my transmission. He's transmitting at the same time, and what he's doing is the YouTube audio is getting through into his transmitter. So that's what's causing that noise that's coming over my transmission. So it's a QRM type of thing. And then when I finish transmitting, I can hear that audio coming back, which is the audio that's going out over YouTube with the delay. And so I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. And it's only happened when Jim's been on here in the net, I'm pretty sure. So, and it just kind of goes along with his explanation. He only gets the first few seconds before he starts getting the audio coming in through on YouTube. So you gotta be careful that you're not piping the YouTube audio into your transmitter. Somehow it's, I believe it's getting across there. Let me drop it a moment.
So you gotta be careful.
Yep, that's it. You see, that's my audio coming through on YouTube, and it's coming through his transmitter. So his transmitter is keying at the same time he's trying to listen to us here, which is kind of weird. But yeah, what you're seeing there is an MFJ 1701. MFJ 1701. That's a MFJ antenna switch, and it's not mine, but it's a picture that I saw, and I have another switch that's got a similar problem to this one. If you're noticing, there is absolutely no isolation between any of those SO239s. All of those SO239s are coupled to each other because that's just plain hookup wire coming from the center pin of the connector to the switch. So if you, for example, were transmitting into one of those SO239s any amount of power, like maybe 500 watts or so, you would be able to, it's capacitive coupling and inductive coupling to the adjacent SO239s, and you'll have a significant amount of power coming out of an adjacent SO239 that you did not want to have doing that. And that can cause damage to equipment. So this is a, if I were to get a switch like this, I would replace all of those pieces of hookup wire there with actual coaxial cables to give a little bit of more isolation. Of course, there's going to be some coupling in the body of the switch itself, but that is a very, very poor engineering design, that MFJ antenna switch. So I'm going to turn it back over to net control, but as you know, you're going to hear me, my voice being relayed again, coming through on YouTube, being transmitted over the, I can hear it myself over here. Somebody else is like just relaying or repeating what I'm saying over from YouTube. Back over. KP for MD.
Voice. I can hear it myself over here. Somebody else is relaying. I'm saying over.
Thanks, Carol. Your voice audio is real clear, but I can hear a lot of QRM underneath it. So let me ask, what might sound silly at first, that's going to be ambient noise in the room, like say YouTube's coming off of a TV or the speakers of a computer and somehow getting in to the radio, correct?
It could be that, or else somebody's using the same computer to run MMSSTV and also to watch the YouTube feed. And the audio from their browser is getting into their transmitter somehow. Over.
Okay, I'm glad I asked. Well, at this station here, I do watch YouTube, but I'm running it on my Innovato computer that runs ham clock, so it's separate. It has no audio. I just exit out of ham clock, and it's got a Chrome browser on it and a Firefox. But I watch. That's just so I can see if anybody's joining us on the chat. But I'm gonna say if anybody's running YouTube concurrently with MMSSTV on the same computer to close out YouTube, or if it's in the room broadcasting the sound ambiently, if that's a word, to turn it off, and we'll see what happens. This is Bill, K6KRQ. I'm going to stop right there after that big diatribe and see if anybody else has come along. So if there's anybody else that's come along and like to check in, please come now. All right, hearing nothing, I'm going to move on to Joel, AI6DG, and see what Joel has for us tonight. If you're ready, Joel, you may go right ahead. Good tone.
PD 120.
Joel, this is a rather good nocturne, I guess you'd call it, since it was at nighttime. I'm going to go to the end of the list and start there and move up. That means I'm going to Dudley first, KO6DRM. Go ahead, Dudley.
Well, looks like our friend Joel is sitting there at Winter Field Day, and I happen to know that because I witnessed him standing right there, I have to say. And what a nice picture. The ID came through right about a third of the way down, but you can barely see it. That's all right. And I like the contrast between the laptop keyboard and screen and the equipment racks and the nice grass. What a very well composed picture. there's an operator enjoying the hobby. All right. Anyway, that's what I get out of this picture. Back to you, KO6DRF.
Right, thank you, Dudley. Yeah, this is a very well done picture, I think. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Yeah, this is KP4MD. I've definitely seen this picture before. I don't really have to answer very much more, but that is Joel and his Flex radio setup. And it looks like a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi in the foreground. I bet you are well hydrated there and with plenty of caffeine. Back to Nets, KP4MD.
It looks like there's a Budweiser there, too. Let's go to Jim, KM6DVT.
That's more like Budweiser. I can't tell either. So, I didn't understand a word of what Carol, it was really broken. So what I did is I heard from you, so I turned off the YouTube. So we'll see how it goes from there. All right. Thank you.
All right, very good. We'll see what happens as we move along. Anyway, that's gonna bring us to. Let's have Joel tell us about his picture. Boy, I hadn't done skipped in a long time. I sure didn't want to do it now. So, Joel, tell us about. I assume this is this winter field day. So, tell us about your photo. Well done, this photo.
Yeah, this is actually Carol took this picture probably around 4 or 5 on Saturday. I'm not looking the greatest in there, but you can get a feel for the operating station, the desk lamp and everything. I had a hard time keeping warm. Of course, it makes sense. I was out. This is all outside. And I did have a thermometer there, and it was actually down to 36 degrees Saturday night. So it wasn't even that cold at the time this was happening. But still, I had 2 layers on bottom and 3 layers on top, and a cap, and one of the layers on top had a hood that went around. At this time, I actually had the headphones off, but at times I'd have the cap on with the headphones over the cap with just my ears out of the cap enough for the headphones to be over them, and then on top of that, the hood of the jacket, one of the jackets I was wearing. And then on top of that, I eventually got cold enough, I pulled the sleeping bag out of the tent, which is in the background there. That's the great thing with some of the circular forms on it. Pulled the sleeping bag out and put as much of myself in the sleeping bag as I could, and still have my arms sticking out far enough to operate the keyboard, mouse, and microphone. So yeah, there's one screen there that you can see. It's got a waterfall on it from Smart SDR, which is the software used by the Flex. To the right and lower of that is another screen that had the logging software on. There's a headphone, and to the left of that with the Pepsi bottle next to that, and actually a water bottle below that. To the right of the Pepsi bottle is the ARR, a printout of the ARRL band plan. To the right of both of those, the bright orange thing, and there was some mac and cheese, and there was some ravioli, beefaroni ravioli in a can back there. And in the rack above or to the right of the laptop was the Flex, and I got a couple of coax switches in there, dummy load, power SWR meter, power distribution. You can see a couple of square light spots. That's the meters on the power supply I was using. Altogether, that's my normal setup, and fairly successful field day. Got everything set up, everything turned down, reasonable number of contacts. Usual problems. Too many people too close together with each other, talking on top of each other. Lots of radio clubs being the contacts, although maybe that's normal, I'm not sure. And due to the weather back east, I think there were a lot of people either doing from home or that just piled into their RV and drove their RV someplace because there were a bunch of mobile stations operating. Back to Net, N6NA.
All right, Joel. Healthy respect for like these Arctic and Antarctic operators. Hey, you cut out a little bit when you were talking about that power supply. Is that a Samlex 1235?
It's a 30 amp version with 2 meters. I think they have a new style with the meters. As though this is an older one where it's 2 separate meters, not one where the 2 meters are integrated into one unit. Pretty happy with that power supply, although when the fans kick on really quickly on it, and they're really noisy fans. That could be an issue.
Okay, yeah, that's the same one I got. Yeah, it does. I don't know. It doesn't bother me too much, the fans, but they are. They're not quiet. That's for sure. All right, then. Very good. Again, a picture worth saving. So thanks for that, Joel. It's good to be where it's warm again. This is Bill, K6KRQ. Let's go to Roseville. That's Dudley, K06DRM, and see if he's got something to transmit tonight. How about it, Dudley?
Well, I'll try a tone, and if that comes through, I'll go ahead and transmit. No can do. Stand by.
Yeah, KP4MD here. Just want to mention that on live chat we have Andy Cowley, 2E0REE from the United Kingdom, following us on live chat, as well as Craig down there in Cajun country, Whiskey Papa 2 November in Louisiana, and track records on, and I'm not exactly sure who that is again. Back to Net, KP4MD.
Hey, Carol, that's me. That's one of my YouTube viewer accounts.
Yeah, okay, since Jim turned off the YouTube, we're not having any more of the problem with the repeated audio, over.
Yeah, none of that QRM from your transmission like before, but it sounds like everybody's getting shotgunned by pave pause.
Hey, this is K06DRM. You'll have to skip me for now. I'm having trouble getting my signal link to link, okay? Back to Net.
No problem, Dudley. Poke around on it some more, and I got one queued up that I'll send to the group. So, anyway, this is Bill, K6KRQ. I've got one queued up and ready to go. I'll bet that some of you have been here before, so here it comes. All right, that looks like it made it through pretty good from what I can see. By the way, Joel, I've had this radio and power supply on for about 50 minutes, and the fans just came on the power supply on that transmission. Anyway, this is Bill K6KRQ. We're going to go, we'll start in the middle. We'll start with Joel. AI6DG, we'll give him first crack at this one. Go ahead, Joel.
We got a nice blue sky, some hills in the background. In the foreground, kind of looks to me like a cemetery, maybe, with a road driving up to it and a gate. In the background, across a bunch of ground, is some big piles of dirt that have been flattened on the top of it. Almost look like maybe mining tailings. So that makes me wonder Bodie, but this doesn't look like Bodie as I remember Bodie looking like. But it is kind of that high desert, dry type of landscape and vegetation. So I'm not sure where this is, but I'm assuming a mining town somewhere with hard rock mining, and those are tailings in the background somewhere. Makes me wonder where the rest of the buildings are, and the mill. Where's the mill that chewed up the ore, and the what's that structure called that has the cable and winch that lets the elevator go down the shaft, or whatever that's all called. Back to net, AI6DG.
All right, very good. You are definitely on to something. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Yeah, this is KP4MD. I think I've seen something like this. I may be completely in the wrong part of the state. But I remember when I drove through the Mojave Desert, I went by this town called Boron, where I think is where they do all the mining of the borax. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw piles of stuff like that alongside the freeway I was driving on. I don't remember the name of that freeway. It was past Edwards Air Force Base. So I might be completely off track, but that's what it kind of looks like to me. Back to you, is KP4MD.
Well, you're a little bit off track, but the right idea. That's Highway 58 going through Boron between Barstow and Mojave, and that is the world's biggest borax mine, by the way. Not like there's lots of borax mines around, but you're on to something. Let's go to, thank you, Carol. Let's go to Jim, KM6DVT.
Yeah, it's tailings, all right. And where that one comes to a peak, you can see some where they cut into the mountain way back there. Okay, on the cemetery. And to the left, the pilings, there's a couple of buildings out there, little silver or gray buildings. That might be part of the whole mining. But other than that, it came through good. And thanks, Carol, for your suggestion. Perfect.
All right, very good, Jim. I thought that you might have known where this was at, but we got one more try. Let's go to Dudley if he's got his gear still hooked up. KO6DRM. How you doing out there, Dudley? Well, maybe he pulled out completely to work on his configuration. But anyway, this is Virginia City, Nevada, taken up by the cemetery, and looking at some of the mine tailings. Up on the right center is where you can see some more of the town. I got another picture of it, different angle, but if you've never been to Virginia City, it's not that far from here. It's near Reno. You probably know. It's very interesting. I've read a couple of books about it. It's a very interesting place, and it's not too kitschy with tourism. And I always say if there was a such thing as a time machine, I'd like to go back to the heyday of Virginia City because it's got that Wild West thing, and interested in mining and stuff, but it was a very immense operation. So that is one of my Virginia City pictures. This is Bill K6KRQ. I'm going to give one more call for Dudley, see if he's still with us.
Yeah, Roger, I'm still here. I was transmitting on another frequency to try to diagnose my problem. Anyway, I can't seem to quite get it figured out, so you'll just have to wait till next week for my wonderful picture, okay? Thanks for everyone else's. Maybe there's someone else that can send something. Anyway, that's all I have, I guess. KO6DRM.
Did you get this picture that I just sent?
Yes, I was going to say it's somewhere in, like you said, I didn't realize Virginia City. I'd been there about years ago, and I want to go back. So like you said, it's really neat. Lots of history, and the scenery for the desert is really nice.
All right, thanks for co-signing my recommendation. All right, very good. So, yeah, stay with it then, Dudley, and work it out, and be with us next week. So that's going to give us some time. Jim had another picture. I'm kind of interested in seeing the entire picture or the entire tree of that mimosa plant. So, Jim, if you've got that queued up, go ahead and send it.
Okay, just a second. I'll get it.
You know, while we're waiting for Jim, Joel talking about being up there in the cold. I've been up there to Virginia City like in February, and boy, is that cold there. That's like 6,000 feet up there, and man, it's chilling like a villain for sure in the wintertime.
I was complaining about it being 40, but that's nothing. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of places back east where it was 4.
Yeah, my brother lives in Chicago, and he's getting it. With me, when it gets to below 60 degrees, I start complaining.
Okay, here we go. We're now set up.
Right, that Scotty 1 transmission was a little bit sharper than Robot 36. So this is I wouldn't be able to tell it was the same plant. It looks like it's different. But let's go to Carol for a first quick comment on this one.
Yeah, okay, this is KP4MD. Nice picture there, potted plant. I'm not sure what plant that is. That does not, yeah, I don't know if that doesn't look like the mimosa that I've seen. Um, was just like what Jim said. You touch it and the leaves would close, but also typically they'd be open in the daytime and at nighttime they'd close up and then they'd open again when the sun come out. I don't know if that's the same. It looks like a different plant there. But that one came through pretty well. There's a couple dozen pixel pops, but those are like green, the same color as the leaves, so it's really kind of hard to tell. And I see there's a measuring like a yardstick looks like being held across the plant there. I really can't say anything else. Back to you, it's KP from D.
Thank you, Carol. Let's go to Joel, AI6DG.
Not much to say. Looking down at a plank patio, a couple of pots and a green plant in one of them. Someone holding a stick across it. I thought mimosa was a drink. I didn't know it was a plant. AI6DG back to net.
Thanks, Joel. And I thought that too. This is K6KRQ. Let's go to let's see if Dudley's still with us and if he's still receiving. Are you still there, Dudley?
Yes, I am, and I sure did receive this fine picture. I like how there's some diagonal lines of the deck. They come in very clearly. It helps me calibrate the slant, right? Because I had a little slant going, but I hit the resync button. Of course, that makes the ruler not be a straight line. So I should have done that a little sooner in the transmission. Anyway, a few pixel pops. Overall, I like the shadowing of the. Looks like there's a tree out of the picture, and the sunlight is coming through the gaps in the tree. That's always something I kind of look at in between things and how the light comes through. That's fascinating to me. I like all the little pots. It looks like a nice little area to look at plants and make sure they're growing right. Kind of fun. All right, so back to net, KO6TRM.
Very good, Dudley. Thank you. Let's go to Jim and have him tell us about his picture. Like I said, this looks like a different plant. Go ahead, Jim.
It's the same plant, all right, because this is huge. If you look at the 3-foot ruler, at the end, the right end, you'll see a little red dot. That's the blossom. And there's also some where her hand is to the left, where one branch sticks out. There's 3 or 4 little blossoms there. I grow these a lot, some inside the house and some outside. And I get a lot of seeds from them, so they like the patio.
All right, very good. Yeah, I'm guessing that I'm thrown for a loop because the image transmission doesn't show the fern-like quality of the leaves or fern-like appearance like that was in the previous picture. But nevertheless, it did look sharper on Scotty 1. So anyway, thanks for that. Very good. You know, I want to give like an official like net control shout-out to our YouTube people. We had Craig, we had Andy, we had Ricky, and I think that's it. So I kind of like that international overseas flair we've got tonight. So very good. Welcome. We're glad to have you and hope you come back. So I'm getting close to the top of the hour. First I'm going to ask if anybody's got another picture they're burning to send. And if so, let me know right now. How about any questions or comments before I close it out? All right, then. Nothing heard. Well, you know what? I want to thank all you guys and gals that attend regularly. It's okay with me if you pop in. And I want to thank the YouTube crew that joined us too. We like that. It seemed like we weren't getting a lot on YouTube over the holidays. I don't know if that's normal, but anyway, it's good to have you. And by the way, Carol, I noticed last night when you were showing like the counts for social media, you didn't know how many people for one of the dates was for Slow Scan TV. Well, I had started making a net roster at the end of last year, so I'll send you a link to the Google Drive on that so you can see it and you can use it for your data when you give us the updates on social media.
Yeah, thank you. I'd appreciate it. So I could put those numbers in for the number of check-ins. Thank you.
All right, very good. Yeah, I saw a question mark. It was for the week you were out of town, so I understood why. So very good. I'll send that your way. So anyway, again, I want to thank all who participated in tonight's SSTV Net. We hope to see you again next Wednesday at 9 p.m., and that includes you YouTube folks. The net is officially closed at 9:55 p.m. This is Bill, K6KRQ, wishing all of you a good evening. 73.